Hello, and welcome back. Or just welcome, if you're new. Today I'm going to be explaining one of the largest nations in the world-building project, which I finally given the name Sword and Claw. It is named for the humans and the Drakk, the latter of which is the subject of this video. Drakkadian society is based on war and violence. The strongest rise and the weak fall. In all the major cities, there is a large pit used for gladiator fights and public executions. The Drakk believe that underneath the world sleeps a colossal lizard known as the Great Drakka. This is what their capital is named for, as they believe it is built atop the Great Drakka's head. They believe that their constant quest for strength will please the slumbering reptile. The Drakkadian Empire is the second biggest nation on the continent, being dwarfed only by Heredia. It is home to 5 different subspecies of reptilian humanoid known as the Drakk. These are the camel, which is a mix of a chameleon and a gecko, the Tragox, resembling a thorny devil, the Salvinic, based on salamanders, the Maguan, who look like iguanas, and the final one, the raptor. Delving into the specifics of some of the individual subspecies, I'll start with the camel. The camel primarily live in an area in the northwest of Drackadia known as the Artificial Tropics. The Drakk have funneled underground pockets of magma into these underground canals running throughout the tropics and heating the area. They then continued to plant tropical flora from the jungle island that is south of the main continent, the native home of the camel. The majority of the camel have heads that resemble geckos, but about a third of the population have heads with frills, like a chameleon, sometimes even horns. All camel have the ability to change color and climb up almost any surface. The Tragox originate from the desert island of Saka, which also houses the nation of Sakatan. The population that lives in Drackadia makes their home in the area surrounding Kisak Pass. Their thick hide forms razor-sharp spines all over their body. They can go days without water and are capable of absorbing rainwater through their skin. The Tragox ride the desert wraiths, a reptilian wyvern native to the same desert island as the Tragox. The Salvinic are a soft-skinned species that look like salamanders. They almost all live in black claw mire. They're seen as the weakest subspecies because of their soft skin. Therefore, they have to wear extra armor when they serve in the military. They're fairly good swimmers, but they're good at digging burrows in the mud. They are primarily used for the more basic jobs that don't require physical strength. They can't go long without water, and they don't do well in hot environments. The Salvinic are very reclusive compared to other subspecies, and mostly keep to themselves. The Maguan are a subspecies that resemble multiple kinds of iguana, but primarily marine iguanas. They live on the Desak Islands as well as on the ocean cliffs. They're excellent swimmers, and they eat the fish that live in the northern waters. And finally, the raptors. Taller, stronger, and faster, they are the Empire's elite. They're the top of Drakkadian society. They have thick green scales and a row of spines along their back. They live in almost every city and town in Drakkadia, and the large majority of the Empire's population is made up of raptors. They are the legendary tamers of the Great Komodo, a massive species of lizard that they ride into battle. They are what made the Drakkadian Empire what it is. The Drakkadian Empire is one of my favorite nations in Sword and Claw to write lore for. Their interesting species and culture are just generally fun to create, especially with some of the stuff I've got coming up. But that's all for now, so hopefully I'll see you next time.